Today we learn how to rewire the Rega RB250. This short lesson applies to the Rega R250 and all the Rega tonearms that has not the vertical tracking force knob on the side, with the exception of the Rega RB101, which is a bit different. The Rega RB250 is a very popular tonearm, is a very good value for money. It can be found on the second-hand market for, well, just above £100. The worst part of the tonearm is the wiring, because it was made on the cheap, it's made for bad materials, and often it fails. Many customers find the upgrade of the wiring a big improvement in sound quality. We received these 250 from a customer. The customer already removed the lower grommet and the wiring underneath. Now let's see which kind of tools you need to rewire this kind of tonearm. You will need a wiring kit. This is the vinyl source rewiring kit for Rega RB tonearms, but you can use a rewiring kit from other manufacturers. He recommended that you have extra hands like this, a pair of long nose pliers, a wire cutter, a plastic or metal tool to pry out a grommet, which is here, we'll see later, a good pair of tweezers, 1/2 millimeter Allen key, and one thin metal wire, and of course a good quality soldering iron. Now you have to use the 1.5 millimeter Allen key to lose this grab screw and remove the wiring. You can easily cut or rip the wire, and you can dispose the external cable. The next thing you have to do is to take the counterweight stub away. Generally it's enough to turn it a bit and this should be able to screw it out. If you can't do it by hand, I recommend that you cover the stub with some masking paper and use a pair of pliers, taking care that this is plastic and is hollow, so it can break, so carefully. Next things you have to do is to take the old wires off. Use a tool like this. Now put all the cable out, all the wires out, and bear in mind, keep this inside. Here there is a plastic insert. Take it out and put it aside. Now here there's some solder inside this grommet. Pull out all the wires. Now that you have removed all the wiring, you have to pull out a little copper clip which is inside here. Use the long nose pliers, take it out. This is the ground clip. Inside this channel there are two plastic rubber grommets. I recommend to gently pull them out using a stiff metal wire until they don't exit. Our tonearm is now free of cables. Take your rewiring kit. Now, this rewiring kit has a draw wire already connected to the wiring. Not all kits are the same. You might find that there is no draw wire. Take a stiff wire, solder it to the wiring. Now, take the draw wire and drive it from underneath until it doesn't exit, you see, from behind. Take the tweezers, grab the wire and pull it out. Pull it out all the way. Be gentle, because these wires are delicate, until the grommets lose a bit more. Fully enter and use the 1/2 millimeter Allen key to secure the grommet in place. Now, we have all these wires coming back from the back of the tonearm. We got where the draw wire is soldered, and we have to look for the black wire. The black wire, there are 5 wires here. The black wire is the ground. We snap it out and we separate the ground from the other wires. Now take the draw wire, push the draw wire to the arm tube until it doesn't exit the other side. Sorry. And pull all the wiring away. Now we can cut the draw wire and we don't need it anymore. Now we have the signal wires exit from the front, the ground wire exit from the back. Now we shorten the ground wire, leaving about a couple of inches from the back of the tonearm. We have 4 wires coming out. Now we take the rubber grommet we removed from the original wiring. We pass the new wires through the hole. We put the grommet in place. And we replace the plastic pan that goes here to block the wires in place. we have 4 wires coming out. They are way too long, we must shorten. If you have a kit with PVC colored wires, no problem. But this is made from leads wires that is covered by silk. And we need to remark with a color code every wire. This is the blue, and we mark blue one. Same goes for the green and the red. The white stay white because of the natural color of silk. Once we mark the wires, we need to cut the size about 3 inches. Leave the wires a bit longer than it should be, because if one day you need to resolder a cartridge tag, it happens that you have cut it too short. You will need to change all the wiring. With 3 wires. Now we have to solder the cartridge tag and the ground tag at the end of the wires. To solder leads wires, you need to tin the wires. You can't solder directly. Now we show how to tin the silk covered leads wire. To solder these wires, you need to have a soldering iron very hot, around 400–420 degrees Celsius, about 800 Fahrenheit. Iron tip must be clean. Use good quality solder. Put the tip of the solder iron on the wire and solder. You have to see that the insulation is completely burnt away and the wire go inside the drop of solder completely. Do this for all the wires. If there is a section of solder on one wire, clean up the tape. Repeat this operation for all the wires, the ground wire on the back too. It's time now to solder the ground clip. Put the ground clip, clean it at the older wire. Put some new solder on it. And then solder the tinned ground wire on the back to the clip. Now the clip must go at the end of the thread where the counterweight stud goes, test it, screwing back stub, remove it and check if it's in place. It isn't. Repeat this operation until you see that the clip stay in place. It's tricky sometimes because it's not a guide system. Again, remove it. You should see that the clip stay in place. Replace the stub. Now we can solder the cartridge tags. Your kit should be supplied with a cartridge tag set and string tubes. Now put the cartridge tag in your extra end, position in the way that the wires can go inside, the thinner part go inside but not too much. Yes, you have to see that the thinner part slightly exit. Take your soldering iron and solder the wire. Wait a second, try to pull it out, it looks okay. And do this for all the wires. Now is the time to put a string tube. You can use an air dryer or anything that can generate a good flow of hot air. I have a hot gun. Now take a wire. Here we have a red one. Put the string tube in. Use the tweezers to position the string tube, and then apply hot air. Do this for all the wires. If you want to be sure to have made an excellent job with your soldering, you can use a continuity meter to check if there is continuity between the cartridge tag and the RCA plugs. All the kits are tested before leaving the lab, but we can be sure that you tin it and solder it correctly. Just as a reminder, bear in mind that the plus of the right channel is the red tag, the ground of the right channel is the green tag, the plus of the left channel is the white tag, and the ground of the left channel is the blue tag. You can also want to check if everything is grounded correctly. You can check continuity between the ground crocodile here, the base of the tonearm, and since the arm tube is powder coated, so if you try to check continuity here you get nothing, you have to take the stub out and check on the thread of the arm tube if the ground is connected. If all is okay, you can install back your tonearm and enjoy the music. Thank you for watching.